Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday night, our X39 patching podcast. I'm so excited to have you here tonight, Thursday night, with my co-host, Dr. Staci. How are you today, Dr. Staci?
I am so amazing. Such a fabulous day.
Right? It's always a good day when you're talking stem cell technology. So if you are new on the call and someone has invited you here tonight, just thank them, because tonight you are going to learn about a breakthrough technology utilizing stem cell and light, and it's absolutely fabulous. It's just a 30-minute call. You'll hear some testimonials, then you'll hear product technology and how you can get the product. It's just 30 minutes. We start at 6, we're done at 6:30. And I do like to start by saying that LifeWave, the company of this stem cell technology, is not intended to cure, treat, or diagnose any diseases. So with that, Dr. Staci, why don't we start with some testimonials?
Wonderful. I'm so excited to share these testimonials with you tonight, Marci, and with all of our people here. So eagerly awaiting to hear what's new with somebody else, right? I look forward to these calls every single night to hear what's happening with people all over the globe and how this patch is just affecting their life in so many miraculous ways, just blessing so many people. So, all right, Karen, let's start with you and Mary Jo. I cannot wait to hear from your mother and what's happened, and tell us. So Karen, how long have you been with LifeWave, and how long has your mother been using the patches? And then we'll let you turn it over to her and she can share her experience so far.
Guys, I have been with LifeWave for a little over 3 weeks, and it has just, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how excited I am to be a part of such a loving family, for one. And just the energy that is given me is just through the roof, and just my, workout and my endurance, it's just crazy. But my mom here, it has completely changed her life. She started it 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I'm like, what it has done for her.
Well, I have a lot of trouble with my back, and it has to do with the sciatic nerve, and it puts pressure going down my left leg. Well, this time it went down my right leg. And I'll just tell you, it was hurting me so bad that I was in tears, and I was begging my husband to cut my right leg off. And he was like, oh my goodness, we can't do that. Well, Karen came to me and she was like, Mom, you have got to try these patches. And I was like, oh, Karen, I don't know, And she's like, Mama, just listen to what I have to tell you. And
so she started the X39 and the Aeon is what we started her on.
Right. So I put that on at night, the
Aeon.
The Aeon. I put one on my back like she instructed me to, and we was getting ready to go on vacation. And I was like, I've got to get some relief or I'm not going to be able to stay on this trip. So I put 12 hours, and then I took it off and I put the X39 on my stomach below my belly button. And I mean, within a day, I could see the biggest difference. We always get out and walk around the campground and everything, and oh my gosh, it was just like a miracle came true. I could not believe how much better I felt, and I was able to sleep with no pain. And we got up the next morning, my husband was like, what happened to you? Said, I can't believe the difference you was before we came down here than what you are now. And I said, thank your daughter. That's all I can say is just thank your daughter, because she has really helped me. Because I was crying just about every day until then.
Wow. Now, Mary Jo, you said 2 weeks. You've been on 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes, 2 weeks is about all I've used it, and I'm a believer in it.
So initially you said that it helped with your pain immediately, able to get up, walk around, move around. What's happened over the last 2 weeks for you?
What's happened over the last 2 weeks?
What's happened in 2 weeks? What's happened in 2 weeks? We have a lawn care service, and I also, I get out and I do a lot of work and all, so I'm able to get out without no pain. My mother and father, they're up in age, and I'm able to take them shopping and wait on them and help them take care with hours that they're not able to do by themselves. And I just don't have that back pain and that constant pain running down my legs like I had.
Wow.
So
So
yeah,
you go
I'm gonna
from
continue.
wanting to have your right leg literally cut off to
Yes,
now
I
a matter
begged
of
him to,
days, and a couple
I
weeks
begged my
later,
husband.
you are actually participating in a lawn care business and taking care of your two parents.
Yes, my father's 91 and my mother's 82. So that can be a handful sometimes trying to take care of elderly people like that.
Wow. Mary Jo, I am so happy for you, and you're just getting started. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your testimonial with us. I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing with everybody, because I know a lot of people that suffer from back pain and sciatic pain and just that crippling pain that's debilitating, where you don't want to get up and do anything. So I know that speaks to so many people on here. So thank you so much for being on here tonight, and for you as well too, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. All right, Dawn. Dawn, tell us, how long have you been using LifeWave, and what has happened to you in that time period?
Okay, well, I actually started only exactly 1 week ago today was the first time I put the patch on. So, and I remember when I got the samples, I thought, hey, if it can help me with, I have 3 degenerative discs in my neck. I've had hip pain for over a year now. I think I have a torn labrum, and it affects the outside of my hip too. And then I have vertigo that I've been dealing with ever since January 4th. So I thought, hey, if it can help even one of these things, that'd be awesome. So I put the patch on that last Thursday, 7:30 in the morning. And by 10 o'clock, I'm like, whew, I feel amazing. Like I felt energized. I felt kind of like lighter, kind of like a little extra skip of my step. And just, I felt like brain fog, so to speak, like the heaviness sometimes you can get. It just felt good. Like I could think clearer and everything. And so then by the afternoon, I would say it was probably about 2 o'clock. It's like, oh my goodness, my hip pain is literally gone. I'm like, no wonder I've just been walking around the house. And in the meantime, it must have went away. And I didn't realize it because I just felt so good. So that was kind of neat. And then as far as then the evening, when it came down to it, when I went ahead and it was time to take off the patch, it was 7:30. And so when I reached back to my neck, and then I felt where the patch was, and obviously it's right there where I had a ton of inflammation, and I always felt kind of self-conscious because it was like a lump. And so I felt it. I'm like, oh my word, the swelling, everything is completely gone. I can feel the actual bones in all of my vertebrae, which I'm like, I don't remember last time I've ever felt that. So that inflammation was gone as well too. And so then when it was nighttime, I'm like, okay, here's night 1, going to bed. Let me see how the vertigo is, because it's typically when I lay on my left side is when I spin. Now, when I move in the bed, like turn for like left or right, so to speak, I would get wavy. I wouldn't be spinning at those, I'd just be wavy when I would turn. And from night 1, I did not wave whatsoever. Now I do still struggle with the spinning, but I'm confident that will be going away as well too. So that was absolutely huge. And the very last thing that I have noticed, I've always kind of had a skin condition where there's like spots on my skin. They're round, and they get like a little crust around them. And I noticed, especially today, my skin feels smooth. I don't feel those crusts, just my skin in general, all over even, but it's mainly on my legs where I noticed that. And so it just feels smooth. So I've just had quite a few things that has changed in just 1 week. So I'm really looking forward to see what the next few weeks and months are like for me. So yeah.
Dawn, I'm just blown away. 1 week.
1 week. Actually,
1
honestly,
week.
one day. I mean, that was just mainly everything was 1 day. So, yeah, I was definitely
Wow.
hooked. So yeah,
So you went from hip pain, neck pain, vertigo, brain fog in a 24-hour period, and all that just went poof.
yep, gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing short of a miracle, right?
Absolutely. Yes. So, and the
Wow.
X35 is the only thing so far that I put on. So, so yeah, I'm ready to
All
try
from
more.
the external. I mean, the fact that the bump,
Yes.
the swelling on the back of your neck, and you can feel
Yeah.
your vertebrae.
Yes. Yep.
That's very impressive. I am so grateful that
Yeah,
you spoke up and said, I want to share my testimonial.
yeah. Yeah, because that was just huge. I like I said, I don't remember the last time I really felt my neck because I've always had that lump in there. So yeah, that was huge.
Wow, I am so happy for you and so excited to see what happens over the next coming days and weeks and months as you continue to use this X39. Wow, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so happy for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, well, Marci, I want to give a quick update if I can on
Please.
Taylor,
Yes.
because I know, last week, of course, when I was out in California, I had a lot of people come up to me and say they had seen and heard me share things that have happened with her. And so
Yes.
we're coming up on 6 weeks, I think, maybe 5.5 weeks that she's been using the X39 and Eon. And I have started carnosine with her a couple times a week in the evening. What has been the most dramatic are the very simple conversations that we're having with her without her having to get excited. She is conversing with us immediately with and I don't know, but very simply. Where before she'd have to get a little bit excited to have a conversation, she's now interacting with even, strangers that are asking her questions, which is very new. Her body physically, her chiropractor has noted that her lumbar spine is straightening out. Her left leg has straightened out. We actually have before and after pictures of her left leg, which has always been bent, and her hip has always come into the midline, and that has straightened out to be almost equal to her right leg. Her motor control, her purposeful motor control, she's able to pick her arm up, like she put her arm up on the back of the chair and back down the other day over and over and over again. So that purposeful motor control by choice has improved. But you guys, something that I'm going to share with you, and all of you are, we're all adults here, so we've all been through all kinds of situations, right? With females. So Taylor has not had a period in 3 years. Okay, she's 18. And when she did have them 3 years ago, they were very irregular and lasting way too long, 2 weeks, to where I almost had to take her and have blood transfusions. And I finally got them to stop using a progesterone cream. And then of course we stopped using that cream, but there's nothing I've been able to do to get her regular cycle. And you know how important it is that your hormones are in balance and that you have a regular cycle on a monthly basis. Last Friday, she got her cycle. It's been 3 years. And it was completely normal, nothing heavy, and it stopped after 4 days. That is huge. In the world of balancing the body, with just 5 weeks, her hormones have come into balance if they haven't been in balance in over 5 years. So I wanted to share that with you guys, especially, Taylor's 18, but, we've been dealing with health issues, different things since she had a brain bleed when she was 4, lots of complications from a hospital stay. So for those of you that have been, heard me on here a couple of times, I wanted to give you that update so you can share those things with people. Improved motor control and improved communication and balancing of the hormones in the body and the system. So we're so excited for her and what's to come for her too.
Wow, Dr. Staci, I would love it if next Thursday, maybe we could share screen before after pictures if you're comfortable with that.
Absolutely.
I would love that. Maybe that will be a next Thursday, little bit of a preview tonight for next week. Yeah. It's very sweet.
Yeah, so I just want to share that. But I want to turn it back over to you, Marci, because everybody on here is probably going, okay, how is this happening to these people? What's going on? What's the science behind this? What's the process? So please share with everybody how this is happening in the body.
Oh, yes. I mean, it looks like this. This is the package. It's called X39. Our owner, inventor, and CEO, David Schmidt. It took him 39 times to get the right wavelength to activate stem cells, hence why it's called X39. And it looks like this. I mean, many of you got samples. Some of you on the call probably have not even seen this yet. And I know when I first saw it, it looks like a Band-Aid. Like, really? But when you open it up, you'll find that it is so much more. Inside is this white spot. And that's made out of organic crystal, actually right in David's lab. And that crystal is made out of amino acid, salt, and water. And when you put that on your skin, the heat of your skin activates it because heat is light. And so we're all like little suns and we radiate heat or light. Just like the sun, when you go out in the sun and the light wave activates vitamin D in your body, your own body heat is like a sun. And when you put this wearable light on, this wearable patch, we call it wearable phototherapy, it actually activates a light wave. It's a long light wave. It's longer than ultraviolet, which is the sun. And it activates a peptide in your body called GHK copper peptide. If you go search this on PubMed.gov, you will see that it's a very special peptide in our body. And one of many things that it does is activate your stem cells, make more of your stem cells, and resets your stem cells to be young again. Can you even imagine? Well, when Dr. Rhonda Donahue told me about this 20 months ago, I had heard about stem cells, but I was like, well, what? Yes, it activates that, but what does that really mean? And she went on to tell me that we have cells in our body when we're born. Let's just talk, maybe if it's okay, Taylor, Staci's daughter. She had cells when she was born that were her heart, her brain, her lungs, her connective tissue. And those cells turned into those cells. And that's all they could be, right? Is your lung, your heart, the connective tissue. But she was also born with these pluripotent stem cells. And these stem cells have the unique ability to travel through your bloodstream and turn into whatever cell your body needs for repair. That's why when we're young, have you ever noticed most of us when we're young don't have a lot of issues, right? Like probably when Dawn was young, she wasn't spinning on the left side of the bed, right? And her knees and her neck and her vertebrae were not out. You know, her body was regenerating like a young person should. But by the age of 30, we lose 50% of our stem cell activity. By the time we're 60, we've lost almost all of it. So this little patch basically just actually elevates that GHK copper peptide, and it actually acts like a telephone to the stem cell, and it calls it back up and it says, hey, get that army marching again. And that army starts to march and starts to be young again. David says that it actually resets 1/3 of our DNA, of our genes. Isn't that amazing? And so those cells start marching and repairing. And it will repair the first thing your body needs first, and then the second, then the third. And I don't know what you need first, but your body does. So it will go there first. All I can tell you is that after being on it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, we all look about 10 years younger. And in fact, at convention, David kind of talked about a study of 15 people, 14 out of 15. They did blood work and they did markers of how old people were. And what they found on the blood markers after 6 months of X39, 14 out of 15 reversed their age by 8 years. Isn't that crazy? So something's going on. And so when you put young stem cells on old tissue, you turn the tissue young again. We're not anti-aging, we're age reversing. And we're all seeing this. You know, some of us have been on it for 20 months. And so like Dawn, we are seeing early on all of our healings happen. And then as we wear it longer and longer, we just see like our hair getting longer. We're not as gray anymore. Our skin's tighter. Like we are starting to look young. And David has, I believe, 100 patents and 70 in regenerative medicine. And that is medicine or regenerative in how we regenerate and stay young. And so make no mistake that the owner, inventor, and CEO of this company is all about reversing age. And so it's a pretty exciting place to be. So how does this patch work? Well, you put it right below the back of your neck or below your belly button. Really, any spot will do. And you can wear more than one. I like to say, love your spot. Okay, there is no right or wrong. Just stick it on. The wrong would be not to stick it on if you have samples. And you wear it 12 hours on to activate and repair, and then 12 hours off. 12 hours on to activate and repair, and then 12 hours off. So the only rule is that you must wear it on and off, because like light, like if you kept a light on for 24 hours at a time, you would burn the light bulb out. Okay, same concept. We are light. This is light therapy. And if you keep it on 24 hours over and over and over without giving breaks on and off, then your body gets used to the signal and it doesn't work so well. So that's the only real rules on how to wear it. Some people notice something really quickly within 1 to 10 days. Sometimes it takes 30, 60, 90 days, because sometimes the stem cell is moving and repairing in an area that you don't always feel, right? Maybe it's the liver, an organ, and then it moves to something that has pain. So it's really cute. Bob Campbell, who may be on the call, he said, he had like 5 knee surgeries, 7 leg surgeries, something like that. I don't quote me. And he said, I was feeling great and a lot of great things were happening, but that darn knee pain wasn't going away and everybody else was feeling so good. And he's like, why not me? It wasn't until month 6 where the stem cells were ready to repair his knees, and boom, it happened. And now he's bending down and playing with the grandkids. So that's one of the reasons our owner, inventor, and CEO, David Schmidt, gives a 90-day money-back guarantee on initial order, because he wants you to have the time to let the patch work. He also gives a 30-day money-back guarantee on wholesale distributor pricing. So let's talk a little bit about this company and about the owner of this company. What's so special is that the company is owned by the actual inventor of the patches. It's a privately held company. It's not owned by a board of directors that tells David what to do. He gets to decide what he wants to do. And any of you that have heard him speak or gone to any of his lectures will know that he is all about healing the human body. And that's all he's about. And it's really exciting to know that our company is run by a man with that type of integrity for health. The company is actually very old. It's been around for 17 years. It actually started when the Navy SEALs came to David Schmidt and said, David, we would like you to create something that allows our guys to stay up at night without stimulants. And so the first energy patch that he created using light was called Energy, and it converts fat into energy. And that was the beginning. And the company was doing about 50 million a year for pretty much that whole time. And, it was stable, but not huge by any means, right? But during that time, he had the chance to build a manufacturing plant in Ireland, a distribution center in San Diego, offices around the world. And in fact, he built a backbone to a company to be in 81 countries. So during that time, backbone stability is created. But something beautiful happened about 20 months ago. And that is that the idea of stem cells people wanted to know about. And also the idea that light, let there be light, that light actually heals, and actually heals really fast. It doesn't have to be absorbed through the colon. It just moves quickly through your body. What a concept. And people realize that's truth. And so there was this beautiful marriage between light and stem cell. And so in the last 20 months, we moved from a company that's running 50 million a year to a company that's almost at 300 million. So make no mistake, we are in momentum, but we are an established company hitting momentum with, are you ready for this? A 20-year patent, okay? 20-year patent. There is nobody that can get this technology from anyone but us. We are not CBD. You cannot get stem cell activated patches at CVS. Isn't that great? You have to. So from a business perspective, we're unique and we are exclusive, right? That's exciting as if you want to do a business. So here's the price. If you decide that you would like to become a retail customer, get with the person who brought you here and say you would like one sleeve. That's 30. And that gives you one a day or a 30-day supply for $149. If you would like to ship every month and become a preferred customer, then the initial order is $119, and then it's basically $99 a month. Yes, it's not like a $10,000 stem cell injection, right? We actually are not overpriced. Isn't that great? Or you can get something called a kit and get wholesale distributor pricing. Kits range from $124 all the way to $1,600. And the only difference is how many sleeves are in a kit. I like the silver kit for $299. That's 3 X39s for $299. That gives you enough patches for yourself, for your family, and even a sleeve to share. And that gets your patches down to $99 a sleeve, or for 3 sleeves, $99. And I know you heard about Eon, and that is another patch David makes that reduces inflammation. And you can just add that to your kit with the silver pack if you so desire. So it's great. It makes it super easy. So once again, get with the person who brought you here and say, hey, I'd like to buy it retail, become a preferred customer, or what about one of those kits? You can also do what Staci did, which I think she started with a silver or a gold kit, and then she realized what she had in her hand, and she upgraded to the diamond. And she just paid the difference in price of the diamond and the silver pack and got the difference in sleeves. And now she had enough to build a business if she so desired, or give it to everyone in her family. So that's another thing that you can do. So once again, and then we recommend an auto ship the following month of X39 so you can stay activated and stay compliant on this new life technology. So with that, you can check out startx39.com. That's startx39.com. There's a great 1-minute video on how light works. There's a 3-minute video on how stem cell activation works. And my favorite, an 18-minute video where David talks about the technology and the issues it helps with, as well as all these great testimonials. So just go educate yourself. And once again, with that, Staci, I'll send it back to you and let you close the call. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Marci, for that wonderful explanation. I always love hearing that over and over and over again. It's so simple, so powerful though. So simple and yet so powerful and so life-changing for so many people. In just my short time here, hundreds and hundreds of people's lives have been changed. So I can't imagine all that you've heard over the last 20 months. But thank you all for being on here tonight. I'm so grateful that you took the time out of your evening to hop on here to learn a little bit more about X39 and the stem cell activation patch and what it's doing for other people. And maybe even brought some guests on with you tonight. So again, if you're a guest, get back with the person that invited you and ask them how they can get the same products that we're using at that wonderful discounted price. So thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for taking your time out. We look forward to seeing you again very soon on a patching podcast. You guys have a fabulous evening.
Bye-bye now. Have a great night.
Night. Thank you.
Great call. Great
Thank
team.
you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Marci, will there be a training Saturday?
Oh, of course there will. 331,
Deal.
10 a.m.
Good deal.
Pacific. Thank you for asking. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody. Thank you so much.
Office yesterday.